Hello and welcome to this month's sales tip, the first sales tip for 2020 in January. And goodness me, what a beautiful venue to be bringing it to you from. We are in Vietnam, and more specifically the island of Phu Quoc, just off the south coast of Vietnam. But it's not actually this island that's provided the inspiration for the tip. It's the last port of call we had, a place called Can Tho, which is famous for its floating market. So here we go, here's some views of the floating market. It's absolutely enormous, and unlike floating markets some of you may have visited in places like Thailand, this is not for consumers. Each of these boats are wholesalers. They sell to retailers, and each of these boats offers a specific product, a specific offering, which kind of begs the question, if you're a retailer and you're looking to buy a particular fruit or a particular produce, how do you know which boat to go to? And the answer to that is they make it really clear about what their offering is. Really clear about what their offering is. And they do this by putting samples of the offering on the top of bamboo poles at the front of the boat. So if you're looking to buy a particular sort of fruit, you can see very clearly who it is that's providing that particular offering, which has prompted a thought this month about value propositions, what they really are, how to construct them so that your prospects are really clear on the offering that you are potentially going to provide them. So first of all, maybe we need to look at what a value proposition actually is. Well, a value proposition is something that provides an answer to the question, why should your ideal customer buy from you rather than from anyone else? Now that might seem like a straightforward question, but there's some really important parts of it. We talk about ideal customer, and that begs the question, do we have clarity first of all on who our absolute ideal customer is? And maybe defining that could be the subject of a sales tip at some point in the future. Why should they buy? Because of course there's always the option of buying nothing or taking no action. Why from you? Have we got them motivated and excited and energized so they want to buy from you? And why not anybody else? Have you communicated successfully that your offering is superior to that of the competition? So the answer to the question, why should your ideal customer buy from you rather than from anyone else? That is a value proposition. And a good value proposition has three key elements. Element number one, it's compelling, but it's still believable. So it's exciting, but it's not so exciting that it's just crazy and can't possibly be true. Number two, does it communicate competitive advantage? Because if it doesn't, well, why not go and look for the same thing off somebody else? And number three, it needs to demonstrate that the benefits are greater than the costs. So I thought it might be interesting for you to have a look at a potential good value proposition. And this example is actually the value proposition of a supplier that I use at home to help me look after my garden and make my garden look fantastic. And in particular, they're the experts at lawn care. They come and look after my lawn for me. This is their value proposition. So I've not named the company, but whoever they are has been making lawns look beautiful, lush and weed-free for 26 years, and from its humble beginnings is now the largest lawn care company in Europe. Our lawn experts are fully trained and licensed to offer you the best advice and the highest standard of customer care and lawn care products in the country at a lower cost than you could do it for yourself. So is this compelling and believable? Well, it's compelling because, yeah, I want to have a weed-free lawn that looks fantastic, looks lush. Is it believable? Yes, absolutely. Does it communicate competitive advantage? Well, yes, it does, because there can't be more than one best, because they do say best. And of course, it's the largest company now in Europe, following its so-called humble beginnings. And does it communicate that the benefits outweigh the cost? Absolutely. And it is true, actually, that because of the bulk buying that they're involved with for the whole of the UK, they can buy lawn fertiliser and other lawn related products at a far better price than I can if I go down to my local garden centre and buy it for myself. So all of those three key elements are present within this value proposition. So a proper value proposition, it's somewhat longer than what we would call an elevator pitch, which is just a snappy, quick one-liner to grab attention at the beginning of an appointment-winning call or maybe a face-to-face meeting. However, if you think about it, if you've got a good value proposition, you can draw off parts of it, words of it, particular phrases to use in an elevator pitch. So having a good, robust value proposition can be helpful in all sorts of ways. Sadly though, if you look on the internet and you look at the websites of some pretty big companies, the value propositions that they articulate, well, they're not really value propositions, they're rubbish, absolute rubbish. I've been looking this morning. I won't say what companies these are, by the way, because I don't want to embarrass them. But how about this for a value proposition? We save you time and money. Well, how uninspiring is that? Well, doesn't everybody claim that? Here's another value proposition in rather large inverted commas from another large company. We offer a comprehensive range of consultancy solutions provided by experts. Well, how does that communicate competitive advantage? It might be a little bit compelling, but it doesn't tell me how the benefits are greater than and outweigh the cost. So if you haven't got a value proposition that's robust and doesn't provide clarity about what you're offering your ideal customer, it's a little bit like being, as far as your customers are concerned, in Vietnam, hoping to buy produce from a market, turning up at a very busy, very large floating market with nobody showing what they do. It doesn't make sense. And that's why this month's sales tip has been focused on hopefully provoking a little bit of thought about value propositions and the importance of developing a proper, robust value proposition. So there you have it, some thoughts on value propositions and what they really are. And as I say, unfortunately some big organisations who really should know a lot better don't provide value propositions that are compelling, they don't communicate competitive advantage, and they don't communicate cost effectiveness either. They're not value propositions. So the challenge for this month is think really carefully about the value proposition that you utilise for your prospects. Is it robust? Does it satisfy all of the criteria? If not, invest some time, probably with one or two of your colleagues, so that you can bounce some ideas around. Invest some time to develop a robust value proposition that you can utilise during communications with prospects in order that you can win more new business more quickly over the course of 2020. And if you've reached all the way to the end of the sales tip, as a reward, here's an offer for you. If you'd like some help putting together a value proposition, if you'd like to email me a draft of what you're thinking about, I will critique it for you. I'll do that for the first 4 people who email me with potential value propositions. Email address, my personal email address, you'll be seeing now at the bottom of this screen. So there we go. A new year starts. We have a year of targets ahead of us. Important if you're focused on a calendar year rather than a financial year. Value propositions help to make it really clear about what your offering is. Please make sure it's robust. Look forward to seeing you next month.